Okay, this will be a challenging one. Let's see if we can make this one look a treat. Sorry about the fucking shaking. No, I don't want that. I'm sick of that fucking feature getting in the way. This stupid dumbass copier system, that fucking Shah Yamana, the CEO, who authorised it, the bitch. He doesn't know anything about how to make a good photocopier, that slut. He's a fucking idiot, folks. Shah Yamana. Fuck him, he's dumb. He just cares about his fucking money. He's stupid. He's a fucking idiot. Total fuck. Anyway, let's see what we're photocopying. We're photocopying this. We'll start at the back and we'll just oh, here we go. It's this. Red Bull 0. So we're photocopying this Red Bull 0 can. So Red Bull 0. Yeah, so Shah Yamana just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. The only thing he knows what he's doing is making a fucking profit. He doesn't care about the environment. He doesn't care about the human race. He gets slaves in China and Vietnam to build machines like this. A little bit is made in Japan, but most of it's made in China. Some of it's made in Vietnam, and whatever's left is manufactured in Japan. And I'm really over the way the money is just the fucking goal of people who build these copier systems. You know, I'm sick of them, folks. I'm sick of their fucking around with the environment. I'm sick of them hiring slaves to do their job. You know, they should be building these things in Japan, not fucking Vietnam and China, using them like slaves, as slaves. You know, honestly, I'm sick to fuck of made in China, made in Vietnam. You know, one day I'm going to be building photocopiers, but they'll be made in Australia from Australian people who happen to who've got residency here. They're going to be made in Australia from ingredients from recycled materials. Recycled materials, not virgin materials. So the only thing that's going to be foreign about these photocopiers is that the minerals and the metals and the glass and all that sort of shit is coming from China or India, from electronic waste. That looks interesting. So it's going to be like electronic waste is going to become our main resource to build these equipments instead of building it from mined materials. We don't have enough materials in the ground to last us indefinitely. We've got to start thinking of the future, folks. Stop thinking about how you're going to feather your nest, but how you're going to help the planet and the human race prosper. How everyone gets a fair fucking go, not just the rich. So, you know, and these photocopiers have got to be built to last, built to be serviced for 60 years. 60 years these machines are going to be made to last for. Not 5 years, not even 10 years. 60 years, folks. That's interesting. 60 years, folks, is what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at 5 years or 10 years or even 20 years. I'm talking 60 years. And I want to make sure that the workers who are working in Australia are going to be paid a decent wage. A wage that exceeds even, how should I put it? They're going to be paid a little bit more than what they're actually worth. So I'm going to treat my workers with respect, whether they be factory workers, office workers, anyone in the factory, in the business is going to be treated with fucking respect and dignity and kindness for them. You know, we got to fucking care for our workers. You know, they have to work. You know, they do your job, and therefore you have to fucking look after them, folks. You got to look after them, folks. Not treat them like slaves or something else. You got to fucking think of the future. And also, not only do I want to be a scientist, a CEO, I just said it, I want to be a scientist as well. I want to also be a scientist and find solutions to the problems that industry is causing, such as climate change. You know, I want to be the one I want to be a solution, not a problem. I want to be a solution to these issues that we have in the world today. You know, and we got to fucking think about the future. We got to think of our generations to come. You know, if people want to keep having children, well, they've fucking got to make sure their children have a future. You know, not just for the sake of having children and that's it, and you think, fuck them. You can't do that. It's so annoying the way this world has become so consumerist and so polluting. And it's very hard to avoid polluting the environment, even if you don't want to. The environment is it's just so difficult. Oh, I don't know, it's just so overwhelming, folks, the way the world's become so obsessed with money and greed and, you know, and people like Shah Yamana really need to be shown what they shouldn't be, that what they're doing they shouldn't be doing. But it's not that easy trying to buck the status quo. The status quo is people who are in power like to maintain the status quo so they can keep ripping the planet out. They can keep ripping off the human race for their own desires. They don't have any desires to make the world a better place. Now, there's a lot of nice ones here. I'm just trying to work out which ones we're going to use. But yeah, we just have to fucking try our best to make a difference, folks. You know, plan for the future. Plan for what you're going to do to help mankind, you know. And we got to, yeah. So there's just so much that needs to be done to help fix our planet and to help attend to the human race and to make sure we don't have people going without and who are being treated like shit for being without stuff. We've got to end homelessness. We've got to stop homelessness from being a problem. You know, there's so many things that need to be done in this world, and there's just not enough people stepping up to the plate, so to speak. And I just get exasperated that the rich are allowed to profiteer and you know, and you get in trouble if you're a person who happens to be sleeping rough on the street. You get in trouble for sleeping rough, but there's nowhere for you to go. Where do you go when there's no fucking accommodation for you? So the fucking rich people are just treating the poor with such contempt. So, you know, there's got to be a, oh, I don't know, folks. I do get kind of exasperated with the world. I do, I get really exasperated. I really get so peeved, and I just don't know how this peevement is going to be ended. You know, I just don't feel I currently have the power to do anything. Anything, folks. I'm just a person with a disability, and that's another thing. Disabilities. There will be technology to fix the brain damage that I acquired at birth through having a cord around my neck and coming out breech and not having a doctor or a nurse to come and rescue me from my own near death. And basically, yeah, I'm disabled, and these disabilities have made my life miserable, especially at school and at work. So I can't work in a normal job. I have to work in a sheltered workshop. And so basically I just have to live with it, but they'll have technology one day to fix the broken bits with implants, special implants of technology, electronics that are called bionics, bionic brain implant, to help fix the damaged short-term memory and hippocampus, which are the two most vulnerable parts of the brain that get damaged during oxygen starvation, or anoxia as it is medically known as. And I look forward to that day, and then I can become the CEO and the scientist that I'm talking to you about. I'm actually thinking this one might be a good one. So I can become a CEO and a scientist and make it happen. So, you know, and I just wish people with disabilities had access to, if you're a person who's lost a limb, you know, to have access to a bionic limb instead of using one of those mechanical shit things that doesn't do much. I mean, how can you put your clothes on and tie your shoelaces with one hand? That is an incredible feat, which I'm so glad I don't have to do. But why is it that we have bionic limbs and there are not enough people wearing them? It's really dumb. It's all about money. And the disabled, once again, are the minority group, one of the minority groups that gets denied access to something that could potentially get them working again and having a dignified life instead of this shit. So we've got to think of some way of stopping this inequality from happening, you know, like we've got to fucking try our best to make this world a wonderful place for everyone. And yeah, it'd be nice to see the Great Barrier Reef get cleaned up and fixed up. I'm pretty sure that'll happen after I've discovered how to end climate change, and I won't be around. I'm sad to say I won't be around to see that kind of regeneration in the ecosystem. I'll never get to see the Great Barrier Reef. So the only thing I can say is that even though I'll never get to see it, I'll at least have left a legacy so that future generations can get to see a new, rebuilt Great Barrier Reef, and I'm hoping it'll be better than the original. I want to see a better version of the Great Barrier Reef. I want to see a positive from the negative, folks. You know, I know we can't bring it back from the dead currently, or even into the future. I'm going to be very sad that I can't come and snorkel and have a look at it. But if I can leave behind a legacy, folks, when I die, knowing that I've done the right thing by the planet and the human race, well, yeah, I'll be really happy. Yeah, it'll be really good. Of course, I won't be able to see the smiling faces of people who have seen my legacy. Well, I'm hoping my legacy will be worthy of a smile, or maybe laughter and joy. Because we've got to spread a bit of laughter and joy in this world. No more of this doom and gloom and shit caused by rich people abusing everything. But, you know, I do want to leave behind a good legacy. I'm hopeful that I will. I'm hopeful, folks. I'm hopeful. Let's see how this looks. I think this is probably the best one we've done out of this. So, Red Bull. I wonder why they call it Red Bull. Interesting. And they say Red Bull gives you wings. I don't understand that silly advertising slogan. It's all about money. Money makes people mad, but money is an essential part of human existence. It's not the money itself that's the problem, folks. Let me just clarify with you. It is the attitude to the money, right? Attitude, not the money itself. It's not a bad thing in itself. Money can be good. It can be used for good, and that's what I intend on doing with most of my money, is using it for a good purpose, not to feather my own nest or hurt other people. I want to make a good go of it, folks. A little bit curly. Yeah, that looks, in some ways it looks minimalist, in other ways, don't know. I think it's all right. I think now we can call it quits.